How to lose weight in 5 simple steps. Before getting into the video, if you're someone who is struggling with weight loss, click the link in the description and I will personally make sure that you achieve your goals that you think are impossible to get to. Hit the subscribe button and press the like button right now. So 5 easy steps. Step 1. All the meals that you're having every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're probably having more than that. You're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and probably food in between. So it's more than 3 meals a day. And on top of that, snacking. You're probably snacking a lot. And I'm saying this because that's what I used to do. And that's how I got to be 205 pounds. And I followed these steps to lose 25 pounds and got down to 180 pounds. So these steps are coming from personal experience. And if you want to listen to me and follow from my personal advice, please do so. And if you think otherwise, then so be it. But step 1, all the foods that you're eating, you're going to change those meals into keto meals. And what's keto? The keto diet is a diet that consists of eating almost no carbs, very low carbs, high saturated fat meals, and high protein meals. So steak with olive oil or ghee, eggs with butter, chicken, all that stuff. And what it does is when you're following this diet consistently, your body will start producing a chemical known as ketones, and it's produced by the liver. And what it does is it helps burn the body fat in your body. It helps turn that into energy. So essentially it will burn the fat, consume that fat, and turn it into energy, giving you the energy to function in your day-to-day life. Because when you're eating foods like pasta and rice, your body will first consume all the carbs and sugar in that, and then it'll do whatever. You can look it up yourself what it does. I don't, because I don't really care, and I don't eat carbs as much as I used to. But essentially it does something, and then it consumes the sugar after it's digested. It'll consume the sugar and stuff in your body, and then it'll resort to eating your muscle mass. That's why when I did the keto and fasting, I didn't lose my muscle mass. I still had relatively the same amount of muscles, and I lost a good amount of body fat. Now, that's what the keto diet does. Puts you in ketosis. The ketones burn your body fat and use that for energy. And that's step 1. So step 1 is to replace your foods with something that's keto. And step 2 is to limit your meals. So as I mentioned before, you're probably having more than 3 meals. You're probably having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In order to see results, you're going to have to limit your meals to max of 3. Because even if you're eating, here's the thing with eating food in general, whether it's keto or junk food or healthy foods, when you eat, what your body does is you have this thing called insulin. So when you eat it, your insulin will spike. And what that means is when your insulin spikes, it means it's harder to lose fat. So if you have high insulin, which is caused by eating sugar and carbs, it'll be harder for you to lose weight. That's why whenever I ate carbs and sugar, combining that with my slow metabolism, it was very easy for me to gain a lot of body fat. So even when you're eating keto meals, it won't spike as much as it would if you're eating junk food or carbs and sugar. It'll still spike enough to slow things down in terms of losing the body fat, but that's why I recommend just 3 meals max. But this also takes part into part 3 or step 3, because in step 3 you're going to start introducing intermittent fasting. Now what that is essentially choosing a window of time of the day, let's say 4 or 6 hours, and within that window, you will have your meals. Now I did say limit your meals to 3, but if you're doing intermittent fasting, at this point you might as well just limit your meals to 2, because let's say you pick an hour or 4 hours to fast, which is pretty hard. Um, to have 3 meals is a little bit too much. It might be too overwhelming, might be too much for you to prepare. Even if you have 3 smaller meals, which is equivalent to 2 meals, that might be too much, but it's all personal preference. I personally will do 2 meals or even 1 meal a day, which helps again speed up the process of burning fat and going into ketosis. So this is step 3. At this point, yeah, you should have like 2 meals a day that are keto in a certain window of time. It doesn't have to be 4 hours; it can be 6 hours max. Because the way it works is the smaller the window, the more time you'll have to fast. Because let's say I pick 4 hours of the day to fast, so that's 4 hours minus the 24 hours we have of the day, and that means I have 20 hours of the day to fast, and that's not talking about the whatever how many hours I'm sleeping. So you take away the sleeping hours, and it'll be however hours you'll be awake and fasting, and then plus the hours you'll have sleeping while fasting. So it's personal preference. If you're really not that strong or disciplined enough to fast or go through that amount of time while fasting, it's up to you. You pick, but I strongly recommend doing 4 to 6 hours. And that's another thing with the fasting that really helps you see results faster, because combining the nature of keto and having the ketones in your body, burning the fat, when you don't have food in your stomach, your body is not consuming that fat with the high saturated fat and the protein. Your body's not consuming that. It's consuming the stored fat in your body, which again shows why that fasting for a longer period of time helps boost the process of losing weight. And that kind of goes into what step am I at? I don't remember what step I'm at. It might be step 4 or step 5, but doesn't matter. The next step after whatever I said is to do prolonged fasting, essentially extended time of fasting. I did moments where I had moments where I fasted for a whole day, even 3 days. That's the longest I fasted. And during these periods of fasting, you're fasting from food, so you can still drink water and coffee or anything that's keto free, but try to avoid anything that has calories and stuff, because that will slow down the fasting process. But you can have coffee with cream or whatever you drink in the morning. Just make sure there's no sugar or milk, because that has a lot of sugar, milk. And stick to something like that's for coffee. I use I can't remember. It was half and half or whole cream, something like that. Something that's keto friendly. No little amount of carbs. Because when you're in keto, you can get away with having some grams of carbs, but not like more than whatever. Google it, like 10 or 20 grams. But the amount of cream I put is not enough to break me out of ketosis. So that's what you want to do for this step, is to start implementing prolonged fasting. You can have coffee in the morning, and then throughout the day you have to drink water because you're fasting, so you have to stay hydrated. And just be careful how you do this. Don't if you feel like you're gonna faint or whatever, do this at your own risk. Essentially, I'm not liable for this for you, but yeah, that's how I did it, and this is all from personal experience. I switched my meals to keto. I reduced my meals to 3 meals a day, and then to 2 meals when I did intermittent fasting. And then eventually I just got to the point where I only do 1 meal a day. Just makes things simpler. I don't have to worry about the window, because I can just fast for the morning. It doesn't matter. And then sometime in the afternoon I'll have a meal and then call it a day. But yeah, and then I saw way more results when I did fasting for multiple days. Even though I lost this weight within a 3-month period, I lost 25 pounds within 3 months. It was because I half-assed it. I did like there are days where I did follow this regiment, but then there are other days where I caved in and I ate junk food or ate whatever food there was at work. But if I followed this very strictly and every day, being very disciplined, I would have seen results within a matter of weeks. So, yeah. Again, if you need my help losing weight, click the link in the description, and I promise that I will get you to your results. Hit that subscribe button right now and like the video right now. And I thank you for watching.